Oversight Chairman James Comer is launching an investigation into the company's link to Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's husband. The probe focusing on whether their success could be linked to the fraud schemes uncovered in the state. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joins us. And as details, Jeff, surrounding this investigation begin to emerge, we do know the probe is focused on two specific business ventures. Tell us more about that.
So speaking out publicly about this investigation for the very first time earlier today, Comer telling reporters lawmakers want to take a closer look at a wine and venture capital firm, both owned by Tim Minette, who married Omar back in 2020. In this letter from Comer, the congressman described how Minette's companies reportedly went from being worth around $51,000 in 2023 to around $30 million in 2024, demanding he turn over financial records for the past 5 years to the Oversight Committee.
A sitting member of Congress. A business reportedly valued at $30 million. No vineyard, no grapes, no wine production. And according to oversight reports, the company may not even be operating, so where did the money come from? That question is now part of an inquiry by the House Oversight Committee. The investigation connects financial disclosure filings, alleged welfare fraud, and broader concerns about potential abuse of COVID relief programs. According to disclosure forms filed by the husband of Representative Ilhan Omar, one company was valued between $1,000 and $5,000 in 1 year. The following year, its valuation reportedly increased to between $1 million and $5 million. Another business allegedly rose from $25,000 to nearly $30 million within a 12-month period. Those dramatic valuation changes are now drawing scrutiny.
The probe comes following months of public scrutiny after financial reports revealed the couple's wealth has substantially grown since Omar arrived in Congress.
The Ethics Committee has jurisdiction over members of Congress. The two businesses in question are owned by Ms. Omar's husband. So the Ethics Committee does not have jurisdiction over a spouse, only a member.
Now, in response to the investigation, a spokesperson for Omar calling it a, quote, political stunt that's an attempt to, quote, orchestrate a smear campaign against the Congresswoman, and it's disgusting that our tax dollars are being used to malign her. Now, Comer didn't go into specific detail about the investigation, but did hint that lawmakers will likely look for possible connections to the widespread fraud schemes recently uncovered in the state of Minnesota. He's given Minette until February 19th to produce the requested documents.
James Comer, chairman of the House Oversight Committee, has publicly stated that the disclosures raise serious questions. The concern is not only the rapid increase in value but also the nature of the business itself. One company has reportedly been described as a winery. However, investigative reports claim there are no vineyards, no production facilities, and no commercial wine sales associated with it. Some reports even suggest the business is no longer operating, yet it continues to appear on federal disclosure forms with multimillion-dollar valuations. The matter has been referred to the House Ethics Committee, which is evenly divided between Democrats and Republicans. The purpose of the review is to determine whether the financial disclosures accurately reflect reality.
Thank you. Your investigation about Ilhan Omar, why are you targeting her when there is a Ilhan Omar? Your committee investigation with Ilhan Omar, when there is a process in the House, if people have questions about their conduct, this would go through the Ethics Committee. Why is this under the jurisdiction?
And I've spoken, I'm glad you asked that question. I've spoken with the Ethics Committee. The Ethics Committee has jurisdiction over members of Congress. The two businesses in question are owned by Ms. Omar's husband. So the Ethics Committee does not have jurisdiction over a spouse, only a member. So that's why we just asked, we would have questions. I don't think anyone would.
At the same time, a separate legal dispute is developing involving Donald Trump. In early 2025, Representative Omar posted statements on social media accusing Trump of connections to Jeffrey Epstein. Legal analysts have debated whether those statements cross into defamation, as they include specific allegations of criminal conduct. Trump's legal team has reportedly indicated they are preparing a lawsuit seeking damages. Whether the claims meet the legal standard for defamation will ultimately be determined in court.
This, believe me.
Ilhan Omar, after his assassination, called Charlie a reprehensible human being. Should she be stripped of her committee assignments?
I would say I think she's a disgraceful person. You know, I think she's a disgraceful person, a loser. It's amazing the way people vote. I know it's people from her area, maybe of the world. I don't know. They got here and they vote her in. It's hard to believe, but I think she's a disgusting person.
On the lawsuit, a broader federal investigation into alleged welfare and COVID relief fraud is underway in Minnesota. Some estimates suggest losses could total billions of dollars, though exact figures remain under audit. Tim Walz and Keith Ellison have both commented on the federal response. Some lawmakers have called for deeper oversight and accountability, while state officials have defended their records. Meanwhile, tech entrepreneur Elon Musk has publicly criticized Omar, amplifying the controversy through his platform. Omar has responded to those criticisms, and the exchange has drawn national attention. Federal enforcement efforts have reportedly included arrests connected to fraud investigations. Officials maintain that enforcement actions are based on alleged criminal activity, not ethnicity or political affiliation. Advocacy groups, however, have expressed concerns about how enforcement is being carried out. Economic context. During this period, economic indicators show inflation easing to 2.4%, with core inflation at its lowest level in several years. Real wages have reportedly risen over the past year, and several major corporations, including PepsiCo and General Mills, have announced price reductions on certain products. Economists describe this as a Goldilocks scenario, cooling inflation without a major economic slowdown. Supporters of current policies argue that improving economic conditions increase public demand for accountability regarding government spending. Broader questions. The situation raises larger issues. Are financial disclosures being filed accurately? Should public officials face legal consequences for inaccurate reporting? Where is the line between political speech and defamation? How should governments respond to large-scale fraud in public programs? The House Ethics Committee will determine whether any misconduct occurred. The courts will evaluate the defamation claims. Federal investigators will continue to assess alleged fraud. These are separate processes, each governed by legal standards and due process. Closing. Ultimately, this situation is about accountability and institutional trust. If investigations are conducted thoroughly and transparently, public confidence may strengthen. If they are not, skepticism may grow. Reasonable people may interpret events differently. The key issues remain transparency, equal application of the law, and the integrity of public institutions. The coming months will likely bring additional findings, court decisions, and official reports. Until then, the process continues, and the public will be watching.